Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma Style Reviews. What we're taking a look at today is the 3A Transformer of the Last Knight, Optimus Prime. This is the exclusive edition. What's exclusive about him is the fact that he comes with the original Age of Extinction style head. They're the same design, but it doesn't have the red scarring across the face. Now, just off the bat, in case I forget later in the review, the eyes do light up here. I don't know how well you can see them. We'll try to zoom in a little bit later, but two colors, both blue and purple, as well as on this head. This is in the back. 1, 2. Alright, and we'll make sure to do that with the lights off and stuff like that so you can see how bright they are. Now, this one, I'm actually standing up. This is how big this is. He is 19 inches tall, effectively making him one of the biggest pieces of toy I own, period. He's standing next to the Last Knight Bumblebee. These are the premium scaled figures, they're called. The Bumblebee is also the exclusive version, and he is about 15 inches tall, so just a big boy. Now, if you notice that the audio kind of seems like it fades in and out and stuff like that, again, I'm standing, I have the camera a lot farther away from the table than I normally do, because even zoomed all the way out like it is now, it's a good 5 feet from the product. That's how big it is. I'm standing, I'm going to need to step in towards the figure and stuff like that to move it around and things, so if it sounds farther away during those times, at least you know why. But here's the comparison between Optimus, Bumblebee. They really don't scale with anything else, so I don't know what to compare it to. It's not like I could take Masterpiece Optimus Prime, which is 9¼ inches tall, and it matter. You shouldn't be buying it to display by that stuff anyway. But anyway, big ol' Optimus Prime, let's take a look at it. Alright, to measure this guy again, just doing, again, about approximately 19 inches tall. I'd say closer to 8.5. I'm trying to speak up. Sorry if I come off too loud. I just know I'm farther away from the camera than normal. Giving you guys a roundabout here. The details are absolutely fantastic. Alright, so this is an adapter. It just has 3 prongs that it pegs into. Wasn't tight, I just had to find the angle to put it out straight. So right there, I'm actually going to leave it on, since aesthetically it really doesn't make that much of a difference. That's for the backpack, not the backpack, the freaking shield to peg into. Now, one thing I will say, and I'm glad that one of the users or one of the fans on my Facebook page or whatever, they mentioned it to me when I posted a picture. These hip skirts, they come correct, so peg them in, you know, as such. But if you look at the instructions, they actually have here down these parts, they each unpeg from each other, ball joints, but they have them incorrect on the instructions. So do it as shown with these inside. Now again, I don't want to forget, we're going to zoom into the face here. Take a look at the eyes. And you press it once for blue. Good Optimus. Again for purple. And then the third press is off. So let's do that with the lights off. Not trying to drone too hard on here, but I want you guys to actually see how they look. Not as bright as Bumblebee's. Bumblebee's eyes in general are huge compared to the pupils on Optimus. And that one's so bright you can literally use it as a flashlight. It's insane. That's the purple. Again, off. The alternate head does have the same lights. So to change those out, just ball joint right there. Simple. And there you go. Blue, purple, off. And change out the batteries. 2 LR44 or AG13 batteries at the top of the head. Total for this, you're going to need 6 2 for each head, and then 2 for the blaster that I'll show you guys in a moment. Alright, pop that back on. And I will say, since you guys got to see a peek of it zoomed in, the details on this guy are just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. The weathering and stuff like that, it's all excellently done. This and Bumblebee are the best painted pieces I've ever seen, let alone owned. They're damned good. Outside of those customizers and stuff like that, that'll do it and sell something to you that's $100 for $1,000, like that kind of thing. For retail period, even though these are higher end expensive, really, really good. You're getting what you pay for. And I will say, like, the weight and balance on this guy, I'm so glad that they went with an entirely plastic piece versus die cast and stuff like that, because it's hella hefty. It's got a good mixture of ratchet and friction joints and stuff like that. Everything moves and works well. You don't have anything that feels like it's going to wear over time or anything like that. These pieces are so excellently constructed that it's incredible. So now that I've gushed over it, we'll go ahead and actually review it. But just wanted to let you guys know, man, it's so damn good. But one thing I will say about the Optimus that I didn't have on the Bumblebee, this smelled like paint first day out of the box. Really, really, really strong. Somebody gave me some advice to let it just kind of set in a more ventilated area or whatever, so I kept it out of my collection room and stuff like that for a day. It seems to have helped, but it was to the point where I am really smell sensitive, so made me a bit nauseous. Might not be the same on everybody, but just fair warning, that might happen to you out of the box as well. And it could with any toy. I've gotten that from a number of manufacturers and things like that, but at least it cured, went away, whatever. Now taking a look at the articulation on this guy, you guys saw that it's a ball joint that pegs into here. Okay, so technically it has the ability to do a 360, but these shoulder pads here, they move up and down, but they don't really move over, so his mask actually blocks it. Alright, these shoulder pads, movement up and down, around. I don't really know why you'd want to do the around thing as much, but they do. And then soft ratchets, light ratchets, so small clicks in between when I say that. It can do a 360 at the shoulder, but we're not going to do that. These are kind of prized possessions, so I'm going to be a little bit more ginger than normal. You see, underneath, it does have the ability to make its arms parallel. I wish that it had a click right here as well, but this works. It's not bad. And right there, what happened was let's see if I can bring this in to show you guys. The ball joint for that is right here. Nothing broke or anything like that. But even though it has the ability to go all the way parallel, you don't want to do that because you're going to pop it off of the ball joint. So what we're going to do, bring it down, pop that guy back on. Oh. We're going to do it right side up. Alright, heard that snap there, back in place. Now the elbows, double jointed. Aesthetically, it's really cool because you have two big balls here and stuff like that. No, even though the joints are exposed, they mesh well with the figure. 360 with the bicep swivel there. And the wrists, they do go in and out. They do rotate. But there's some rubber armor here and stuff like that, so you gotta watch it. You gotta give it more of a real rotation. They don't transform or anything like that, so no need to put the palms outwards or anything. Nothing crazy. So, does have ab crunch up here. Okay, 1, 2. Let's take a look at the waist. He swivels here. So, decent amount. you can see, looking here, this is all, you know, one molded area. It may be separate, but it's all put together in a sense that it doesn't have a waist swivel like Bumblebee does. And even with Bumblebee, his is only like 45 degrees each side, so you can still get the same range of motion. It's just a different area for the rotation. Alright? So looking at these, kind of went over them a little bit. Now you can't move these too far out. That's why I'm sure they have the separate articulation for each one, because these will pop off at the ball joint. They're easy to pop back on, but why would you want to do that when you could just not pop them off the ball joint? Alright, again, soft ratchets. Popped it off the ball joint. This front. And these do move as well. They're on ball joints. There is movement in this. It's rubber as well. Alright. So good amount of backswing. Knees. Double jointed, but still only about 90 degrees, which is fine. Okay. Really big ball joints down there. Alright. And what I like is that all of these pieces down here are rubber as well, and it's all painted so well that you can't tell what's rubber, what's plastic. It all just works. If you stood the steel, it looks like a statue. That's how well sculpted it is. Alright. And lots of moving pieces and stuff like that. Alright. So it's got some front and back movement. The foot. And these are all nice ratchets too, man. Alright, I have to put out a little bit of a correction, just interrupting the video with this really quick. He does have actual articulation at the waist. The way you do it, the instructions were really confusing for me, but I found it out when I was actually taking the title picture to this video. This piece here, it actually presses up and down. Use that button, right? So, press down at that area, and for there, you can actually move it at the waist. So press it down. You can see it presses up and down. It's kind of a weird, like you move it up and down yourself. Mine doesn't have like a spring on it or anything like that. But press it down. It gets that piece out of the way. And a good amount of waist articulation. So that's really cool, and I'm that much more excited to shoot this gallery. But then you put it up, and it kind of locks it in place. So really cool. He actually does have a spring, right there. Boom, boom. It's just acting kind of funky. But that piece, again, push it down. 1, 2, 3. And there you go. That's the waist articulation for this piece. I don't want to forget, but you can actually switch out his masked face with the unmasked one. And there's a magnet, but it goes in at a really funny angle under the nose. Alright, there we go. There's that. And both faces do the same with the mask. But I like the mask face better, so for the remainder of this review, I'm just going to keep on the mask face. I'll just throw it across the room, why not? And there we go. Alright, so we're actually going to go ahead and look over all of the accessories. We'll go ahead and start with the sword. Looking at the hand here. Now, the same way that I showed that I just kind of keep that tab onto the back for the backpack, I do the same with the adapter for the sword as well. So you can see inside of here, there's a U-shaped piece. I just keep it inside of his hand because when he's making a fist especially, you can't see it, right? It's just really hard to put on. It has 2 tabs, it just tabs in inside of his hands, but the sword clips in, helps him hold it. Now, unfortunately, he can't hold the sword without that adapter inside of his hand. Okay? Now, the shield, there are two pieces that actually come off here. Go ahead and reach across. We'll also take a look at the shield as well as the blade for the forearm there. So there are two replacement pieces right here. Oh. As well as, oops, right there. And you can look on the inside and see where they peg in. So okay, slide that out. All right, and you can see the female ends right there. I'm trying to get the forearm piece off here as well. And the forearm piece should be a lot easier than it's being, but with pain and things like that, there we go. Okay. So, putting that part first. That part second. Okay. So the forearm blade, this pegs in, but gotta find the actual peg there. Right there. And the shield, it comes with these pieces that peg in on the ends. It comes with replacement ones as well, the little antennas. So those two. It comes with a total of 4. I wouldn't recommend gluing them in because if you do break the antenna, just use a spare. Put that right there. Alright, so we're going to back up the camera a little bit so I can do a little bit of posing. And that's another thing that's nice about this being plastic. Even the weapons and stuff like that, you just don't have these heavy weapons that you have to worry about. Oh man, can his arm hold it up and this and that? Just like with the Comic Cave Optimus, if you guys saw that review. It was pretty bad, pretty bad. I know he's a good guy, but I just plain like the purple better. Alright, and he can do a full split. I know I forgot to go over that in the review. I'll get the turnstile out of the way, just to get something basic. There we go. And now we'll go ahead and take a look at the shield. Shield has some really cool options here. So we'll actually take it off. It can actually split to show the blaster that's underneath. It is a parts forming piece, but you know, it's what it is. You start these two pieces, you lift them up, and then there's a track that each of them slides along. So 1, lift up, 2. Alright. These tab in, 2 little pegs on each side, 1, 2. And then these Alright, so now you have the split shield. You have two pieces. This one comes like this. It's a three-part magnet, so one piece, two piece. This piece actually comes off. Go ahead and put this magnets on the back. Alright, so you got that. Now you have two options with the blaster, right? So let me make sure I'm doing it the right way. There's a particular shape to this. There's a magnet half. On the inside, it's hard to kind of see, but there's a magnet half as well. And it actually goes inside of a groove. So it not only magnets, but it's held inside of something as well. So you don't have to worry about which way to turn it or anything like that. It should just go into place. And of course, I still put it upside down. Alright, so you have the shorter blaster, but we don't want to do that. Because we have the option of this big guy right here. This is all one piece. Magnet on this end. But there's also a switch for lights. Alright, keep those lights on. It has the same shape to it, so you know which way to put it in. If it helps, switch side up. Alright, so there's that. And we will put that right back on. Right there. And actually, let's raise him up a bit. Make sure his feet are actually planted. Let's see how that looks on camera. Lower this a little bit. And boom. 19 inches of posable badassery right there. It's freaking insane. And lastly, just going to show you how his weapons store. So, take that off of the forearm there. We're actually going to stand Mr. Prime up straight. Built in. Ankles. Sword out of his hand. Fist. What? There we go. Okay. So with the shield, you've got this here. Bring that back. We'll take in those two pieces. Basically just closing up. But before we completely close this up, we're going to pop that piece off. And there's actually an adapter for the sword. It's a T-shape that it pegs into, so you can't get it mixed up or upside down or anything like that. So you've got that. Just going to get on closing this back up. And there are pieces up here and through here that tap in together. Alright. Make sure we're close there as well. Now it's on you. If you want to keep that in, does it really fit? No, it goes slightly above, so can't do that. Get that antenna back on. So it's not on you. The toy tells you you have to take the blaster pieces off, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's what it is. Alright, so there's there. Got the shield back together like normal. You could do this before or after, but since we've got it right here, slide the sword into place. and peg it onto his back. Get that nice and tight. Really got to plant that right ankle. But there we go. There we go. Both the shield and the sword holders can be... Nope, I forgot that there's a T there. What's that? But it can all be rotated together. Lots to remember with this piece. Lots of accessories and things like that. But an awesome, awesome piece. Get that out of the way. But overall, this is one of the nicest pieces in my collection. I'd gotten to play with the 3A. I don't know if it was the Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, but it was a larger size one like this. And it was a truck. And I believe it was a vinyl toy or something like that. Just really didn't give me a very high quality feel, you know. These, however, very much so do. And I enjoy them very much. So, you know, the Optimus that I played with previously, I'm sorry if it's not Dark of the Moon, but it didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. Can't even lie about that. So it's really nice to see what I would call a turnaround in terms of quality and things like that with this Optimus Prime as well as the Bumblebee. Again, this is a piece from 3A Toys. This is their The Last Night Optimus Prime. This is the exclusive edition with the alternate head. So just kind of recapping, did a comparison with Bumblebee, also from The Last Night. These are both premium scale figures. 18.5, between 18.5 and 19 inches tall. We went over all of the million accessories to them and stuff like that. Articulation, light up gimmicks. You need a total of 6 LR44 batteries. You also need to check out my full breakdown article and gallery on kumastyle.com, as well as liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing if you already haven't, and, you know, leave me some feedback. Let me know what you think of this figure, as well as some figures that you might want to see reviewed in the future. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.